Alright, welcome back to another devlog of the Escapists. So, I just want to show off something kind of cool. This will be a shorter one, a much shorter one. I know that I always say that these will be short, and then they aren't. They're like 20 minutes long for some reason. But that's what happens when they're not scripted. So, yeah. Anyways, this is cool. I can move this around. Anyways, what I've been working on since the last devlog, which I don't know when the last one was. I'll check. But yeah, it was 12 days ago. Yeah. So since this last devlog, I've done a few more things with the AI just to make it better. The NPC AI. That's not what we're going to be looking at this video. So we're actually going to be looking at the map editor primarily. And that's because there's what I've been working on. And some main menu things. So basically, I've been focusing on the map editor for the past week or so. And it's pretty much done. Like, I said it was done before, but it was in a very broken and unfinished state. Basically what I did is I just went through, added all the things I wanted to add, and then polished it up. I can pretty confidently say that I'm not going to be messing with the map editor at all much anymore. Besides for like a couple things, which I'll get into. But let's just look at it. I also want to say I've done a lot of quality of life things with the loading. The loading basically always works now. And also I've added this right here. It's converting things. Sorry. I added music loading, like the music loads in now, like it's still not being played, but the game has it now. Apparently I didn't do that before, so now it is. I know the sounds are already in the game, at least they should be. Let me actually check that, because I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Yeah, sound list. Yeah, here they are. They're all here. This makes no sound. I don't know. Let's try this one. Yeah, I must just have my volume off or something. I can't hear it. Well, they're here, so it doesn't matter. I know one of these is like broken or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's not what we're looking at. Let's just look through the main menu for a bit. So yeah, automatically it's different. I basically finished it, the prison select menu, which has been incomplete for the whole time. It didn't have this whole thing here. It didn't have like anything else. Like obviously I don't have the main or bonus prisons in their folders right now. Each of these is a different folder, by the way. So you have the main prisons, the custom, or not custom, main prisons, bonus prisons, and custom prisons. And this little, you might not be familiar with this icon here, but this is in the files for the game, for the original game. It's for the GOG version and Epic Games version of the game. Instead of the Steam icon, it's the wrench. So figured it was more fitting than Steam, because Steam is obviously not going to be integrated with this. So right here in the custom prisons thing, you have a few things in here. Yeah, I was testing out some things. These actually probably shouldn't go into, because they're not finished. So there's this little button here. It's just a reload button. Basically, how this works now is that the main and bonus prisons are kind of set. Like, once you have the files in at the start of the game, that's what it has. Like, say if I only have center person here, but then I add stalag later, it's not going to show up unless if I reload the game. For this, I knew that sometimes you might want to like add your custom prison in the game, while you're still here. So this just reloads it so that you can see it. Ain't Nobody Here with the Chickens, that's a reference to some song. I thought it was fitting. I mean, it's not really fitting, but it's there. You're probably not ever gonna see this unless if you don't have any custom maps. And then the continue button is grayed out, so I can't do that. So yeah, just normal stuff past that. All this. So I mean, this is pretty much done. Like, yeah. So pretty simple stuff. I still need to add saving to the game, which will be done much later, as that will be pretty easy, honestly. Shouldn't be hard at all. But let's look at the map editor. So immediately I have a few more extra buttons here. First is the advanced button, and then the origin button, as I call it. So so there's no bounds for the camera. Like, you can move the camera anywhere. I didn't want to like limit the player, so you can just click this to go back to the center of the map. Pretty useful. I've been wanting to either add camera bounds or that for the longest time, so I decided to add that. It's much easier to do that because I don't know how to do the camera bounds. I don't know how that would work with the camera. I mean, I could do it, but I just would have to think a lot about it. But this is so much easier. So yeah, regular stuff. Oh, also the buttons now are actual buttons. It's a lot like just better. It's responsive. This was a lot of UI overhaul as well. This looks a little different because I added something, but anyways, yeah, a lot of UI stuff. I made these interactable as well. I need to fix stuff with these. Technically I don't, but I do. Yeah, I mean, it's good now. There we go. Something, this is stupid. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into what I was talking about there. No, it doesn't matter. So yeah, pretty normal stuff here. Let's just look at the tiles. Center perks. I mean, whenever you load in, the new prison is gonna be center perks. If I load a prison, how do I find stuff? I hate this. Font and logo stuff, and then here we go. Streaming assets, prisons, custom prisons. If I load in like my test map, never mind. It's a little weird. Let's just move on. So I actually don't know what that is. Tile set, tiles. It's not custom. Tiles not custom. If it doesn't equal custom, but it doesn't equal custom. I don't know. That would mean it would have to be custom. There's no way it's custom. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Let's just move on from that. I guess we're not loading a prison. So the big change here is new object panel. And so we have these arrows here, blah, blah, blah. It used to just be one huge list that would go literally off the screen. It was really annoying. Now we can just click between things. Got the whole thing here. Yeah, I mean, pretty simple stuff. It's cool. This has a little like shadow. Interesting. Got the mat. Anyways, so yeah, so we have the objects, and I'll get to this in a bit. Little spoiler, but yeah, zones work the same as they always have. We have a couple new zones here. The escape zone, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you walk into this zone, you escape. It's not required to have it around the perimeter, but this is for like extra stuff. So like for example, in London Tower, they must have done something like this or something in the code to make you able to escape uh, at the docks instead of like at the edge of the map. So something like that. Then we have the unsafe zone. This is to replace the perimeters. Because I realized that, yeah, we probably need something like this for like DTAF or something. So yeah. pretty pretty cool stuff there, and that's pretty much it for the zone objects. Still, yeah. All right. Let's go back to the ground layer. Oh yeah, underground layer. So there's something new here, and it's that the underground layer actually looks like the underground layer. This was something that was broken with the previous build that was sent out with the map editor. It was just that this was just not the right texture. It was some one that I made or something, I don't know. But yeah, so not a big deal, but it's cool that it got fixed. Let's look at properties. So yeah, I got a little bit far through loading the prison. Anyways, oh, that's cool. I got this right. That's cool. Yeah, that's gonna have to. I might change that. I don't know. Oh yeah, I need to. Oh yeah, I don't know. Sometimes this gets the size wrong. It's like the size instead of the actual thing. I don't know. For the most part, this works, so it's fine. We'll look at that later. So there's still some edges to soften here, but it'll get fixed. Yeah. Hint header. I know there's no hints here. Yeah. And then job. It didn't get to that, or it just didn't. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Tiles is before jobs in the loading process. So. Yeah. So these are all the same. As you see, there's a new X button here when you hover over, which I thought was pretty nice. Anyways, you might notice that music is missing from this list. There's no more custom music option here. The reason for that is because it's been moved to a different location. So where it is also before I do that, I do want to show this off. The prison size is uncapped now. Well, it's technically capped to 999, but we can go there and we'll just see what happens. We'll see the reason why it was capped in the first place. Yeah, it's huge, absolutely huge. But you can see like the grass texture, it cannot be tiled this much. Unity just doesn't allow for it. It stops at about 150, which is why I capped it at 150 before. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah. And it's not like it's a problem. It's just if you're making a map this big, you should have a custom floor so that it actually looks normal. But yeah, we'll put it back to like 50. But yeah. So there's a little thing there. Also, okay, so something here, if I just like put down some tiles or whatever, and yeah, then I change the tile set. I don't know why it's custom. It should not be a custom tile set. Anyways, Shankton, boom, it just changes. It just does it on its own, and this was something that it wasn't doing before. So I don't know why I didn't implement this before. You can do the same thing with the ground. If I want it to be jingle cells ground, like there we go, jingle cells ground, and it's in the right like tile, and it's like everything. Say I wanted like a London Tower. Here we go. It's got the cool water. So, you know, Bandcamp has its thing. As you can see with the grounds that are like completely custom, those are not tiled. The custom grounds will not be tiled either. It is only it is only these certain ones that will not be tiled, besides like Bandcamp and jingle cells, right? So But you know, stuff like that. So just keep in mind when making a map, which that's how it is in the original game. Nothing's tiled in the original game. These are because you have to fit the size stuff if people want a bigger size or whatever. So yeah, DTAF is also its own thing because this tiles differently. As you can see, there's like, it's like a 4x4 tile thing or something that's being, it might be like 5x5 or something, but it's being tiled instead of like one tile by one tile. So since it's not tiled normally, I just made it the whole thing. So deal with it. If it's cut off by the grid, then you won't see it. So yeah, we'll talk about that too. So let's put the ground back to like center perks. So if I have these tiles here, right, and these objects or whatever, and I set the size to like 1 by 1, right, just for example, as we can see, the grid is only for this one tile, but everything stays. This is actually intentional. If you size down your map too much, I don't want it to get cut off and then you lose a bunch of progress. So yeah, you can't interact with these, you can't delete them, you can't change them. You have to make the map big enough to then be able to do that. So yeah, so now we can like delete them, whatever. And so yeah, so properties, pretty normal. You got the grounds, whatever, size, whatever. No, it's new. But let's look at the advanced tab. So we can see here, I don't know why the music's shanked in. I guess my test person's like cooked or something. But I mean, it would make sense. It's made in a pretty older version. But so yeah, let's see here. So we have speech, tooltips, music, and items. Let's look at music first because that's the one that I moved. Music used to be only the free time, like you could only change free time tracks, but now you can just do it for the same as like Tiles and Grounds. Like you can choose whatever. Now when you choose custom, I'll go into this. Yeah, so here we have some help for these things. We'll skip this first paragraph here, but the second paragraph is for the music part. It just talks about how to do it. You need a zip file containing these tracks. You have to have all of them because this is what the game is now using if you select custom. So it's just a zip file with these inside, no folder. The zip file can be named whatever, but you need to make sure it has the right tracks in it. The game will not tell you if you did it right or not. It'll just do it. So there you go. So for the speech, tooltips, and items, these are all kind of the same thing, in the same vein. We'll talk about speech first. So speech is now handled prison by prison if it's custom. And so that makes it a lot easier to add custom speech into prisons and just have it just isolated within your prison map. Because something that's kind of annoying in the original game is that you have to constantly be, well, not constantly, but if you have like a custom map and it has custom speech, you have to change the speech in the settings, and it's kind of annoying whenever you want to go back and forth and all this. So here it just has it. So these three buttons, the first one is to choose a custom speech file. The second one is to just exit back to normal. I don't know why all these don't have normal. Oh, right, because I was loading a prison, it didn't have this back then. So speech, and this plus button here, it gives you the speech file. It gives you the original speech file for you to put onto your desktop. So it's called speech.ini. It's right here. And this is the same thing as the original game. Easy to work with. So you basically just copy and paste. Yeah, I put it here. Same thing. We can do the same thing for tooltips, even though it'll be pretty much blank. Tooltips, I haven't made this file yet. Yeah, I just put if you want to change the tooltips, do it. Obviously there's nothing in there yet, but there will be. And there are the items file, which is pretty similar to the original game. So here, though, you can change the item sprite. So there is support for custom item sprites, which is pretty cool. So what you do is, once you're done exporting your map, because I just did not want to make this like easy at all. No, I just didn't want to make like a whole editor for it inside the editor. It's annoying. You can do some things on your own. But basically, within your ZMap file, you just unzip it. That's what it is, just a zip. Put in this folder called items, and then it has the image files for the items. So you have the item, what is it? It's the item ID as the name .png. So yeah, whatever custom items that you want, then just put them there. You don't have to put every single item, right? Because that'd be stupid. But yeah, you do have to put, you know, the ones that you want, and then the ID. The ID is stored here. It is different from the original game, so don't think it's not. I don't know what to tell you. Also, when making a custom thing, next to sprite, put custom, because yeah, there you go. As we can see here, this is now how items are stored. Items are now going to be taking their data from this file, instead of the way it was used to be doing, which was through scriptable objects. This is going to be a lot better than scriptable objects. I've come to hate scriptable objects. I used to think they were so convenient and everything when I first started out. Now I hate them because it's hard to make a new one. It's hard to like make a new data thing without it being like tied to anything else. It's weird. It's really weird. They're hard to work with. Changing values on them is like kind of finicky, all this stuff. And so I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna take all that data, put it into a text file, right? And that's what I'm gonna have to do with this new way of, or this new you know item file. And so, you know, you have things here like the name, desk tier. So desk tier items are tiered in their RNG and stuff with desks. This has already been implemented a long time ago. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but the higher this number is, the more likely the item is going to be found. I think it goes up to 6, and that's it. If it's anything that's not 1 through 6, then it just won't be in the desk. So go like 1,000,000 here, and then it wouldn't be in the desk. It just wouldn't be. Next is inmate inv, right? Pretty self-explanatory. If the item can appear in an inmate inventory, then it will, if this is true, right? So stuff like that. I'm not going to go through everything. Sprite. So okay, this is actually interesting. So sprite equals 6. That doesn't make any sense, right? Well, that's where you put custom. But if you want it to just be normal, you can put a number, and it will correspond to, not that, it'll correspond to this list of items here. Now, I'm not going to make this list, well, it is, I mean, technically this list is public. It's in the code. I think I've sent this folder before in the server. You can find it if you want. I don't know why you would use this instead of just putting a custom item file or item image file in, but yeah, so this is how items, this is where they get all their textures. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think some things in here are missing actually. This should have its animation. I don't know. I remember when I was making this, I was being dumb, I guess. I don't know. That might be a problem. I don't know. It's whatever. You can always just change some numbers around. Anyways, so that's items. pretty cool. It's got a lot of data here, more than the original game, so you can really customize an item to what you want. -1 means false, by the way. Pretty sure that's kind of obvious. So if durability is -1, then there's no durability on it. It's free. If shipping power is -1, then you can't ship with it. If defense is -1, you can't wear it. Stuff like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to put that in the file. You're not. All right, so let's see here. I think that's everything, right? I think that's everything. I'm gonna add a way to exit the map editor eventually. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff, right? We can export this, right? Yep. Just exported it. We can load it, right? We can load it. I hope we can load it. Because I think we should be able to load this, because now it has everything and it should be good. Let me see. Assets. Yeah, it's test prison again. I don't know how this is possible. You can just make files with the same name now? I don't know. I guess, bro. Yeah, that's today, so we'll open it. Yeah, I think... what? Sprites tile index. Must be something wrong with the sprites. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll look at that later. Loading maps used to work. I don't know why they don't anymore. It's whatever. It's probably just a very easy fix. Anyways, that was the map editor. It's pretty much done. So whenever this comes out, this is. I hope it's obvious that this is not going to be used. This is not like intended to be used to actually make maps. It's intended to convert the C map and then place in anything that you want. Like oh, I didn't even. Okay. Right, I said I would get to this. Items. You can place in items in the prism, and it comes with this little button here. And if you click it, you can change the ID. So if I put in 19, I know what that is. It's a multi-tool, right? So I can put in like a multi-tool, and this is just the item. It's just on the ground, right? So I can do it again. I can make another multi-tool. I can make it whatever 9 is. I don't know. Green plastic key. Other things. Special desks now can also be customized. You can put whatever you want in here. You need to put in the ID, put in like, I'm trying to think, yeah, it cycles through it, so if you just type in numbers long enough, you'll eventually get it, if you don't know the ID, but like I showed, it's in that file, so yeah. And this works. I've tested this. I got signs as well, so you can put in signs. This is just the header. This is how most headers are in the game, so I'm just making it look like this, like manure control in the I don't know. I don't know what that is, but yeah, you know, you put stuff in there and it works and whatever. You can do it with the plaque as well if you want. You can do it with this sign, and that's it. You know, Christmas desks have the thing. DTAF desks have the thing. Anyways, yeah, this is what I really am very proud of. I'm very happy that I was able to do this. This was something like in my mind, like I figured it would look like this, and it does, and it's awesome. Like these types of things being customizable is so cool to me. I don't even know. I don't know why. It's just so cool. So yeah. Anyways, that's all for today, and I'll see you in the. Oh yeah, also join the Discord. See you in the next video.